And now, the moment we've all been waiting for, the main event of this evening. Two urban legends collide. Fighting out of the red corner, weighing in at 220 pounds, Terry Talon, fighting out of who knows where. And in this corner, fighting from the blue turnbuckle, Sammy Skill, weighing in at 110 pounds, soaking wet from no place I'd want to live, but maybe I'd visit.
What are we talking about? We're talking about talent versus skill, the World Series of what people love to discuss that they think they know. Is skill more important? Is talent more important? You got G-Well dropping some info on the outliers, talking about 10,000 hours to be a master. Then all of a sudden they come back and say that's all baloney, that's all hooey, that's not true. You don't need 10,000 hours to become a master. Then they look more at the research and they found out that there's some people in that research where they have 26 years of experience to become a master, and then some that was 2 years of experience to become a master. So what are we talking about here? And then we talk about skill versus talent. Well, skilled labor, think about that for a second. So skilled labor is labor that actually has put in and invested a certain amount of time to be talented enough to actually get something done. And they get paid more, which is why it's skilled labor. There are blue collar and white collar skilled labor. So you can think of the guy that's going in and doing the construction work, that's skilled labor. And then you have a physician, that's skilled labor. One versus the other is really a big difference between, how much time you had to put into it. However, one might have, learned through mentoring, one might have learned through, through schooling and stuff like that, traditional means. The funny thing was that you might misunderstand this as if you can stack skill on top of skill and it's gonna be able to outdo talent. Because you'll hear that that old mantra, the opi to the masses is, if when hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. All right, it's not just about working hard. People get confused about that. They think, I just work my butt off and I'm gonna get it, don't sleep, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Talent is huge, but don't sleep on skill. But at the same time, you need to find your talent within something, and then you need to augment that. That's why I like to say, you need to focus on augmented talent, and that's through learning and labored skill. So the learning is huge and the labor is huge, but working hard doesn't make up for not really learning something. It's just if you're working a construction crew and you build something the wrong way and it's on shoddy foundation, that house is coming down. So it's the same thing as a physician. If you're a physician and you're really putting in the hours and you're working hard, but you get overtired too, and then your quality level drops off, then that's how you make mistakes. That's how somebody else performs better than you. So, and obviously it can mean life and death for a construction person and for a physician. So is it 20 hours? They've learned that 20 hours is actually enough time to acquire a skill. Now the funny thing is, if you talk with somebody in HR of a company, you talk about talent acquisition, they're talking about acquiring people, which it's considered almost like a fixed asset, versus skill acquisition is learning something and then being able to adequately or proficiently perform that skill. So it's important to understand the difference between two. Why am I wasting time on this? Hold on a second while Tom Bilyeu from Impact Theory talks a little bit about this, and he brings Will Smith into it.
As Will Smith said, the separation of talent and skill is one of the most misunderstood concepts for people who are trying to excel, who have dreams, who want to do things. Talent you have naturally. Skill is only developed by hours and hours and hours of beating on your craft. That's what I want everybody to.
So what Tom's talking about, and Tom, he works as hard as any person I know. So you have a hard time outproducing him with content or quality of content or inspiration or whatever it is. The point is, and Will Smith has so many great quotes about this. I think one of my favorite quotes of his is, listen, you and me, if we have a competition, you might be more talented than me. He even talks about he might even have more skill than me. But if we get on a treadmill and we're gonna race and we're gonna stay on there to see like who's gonna be on the longest, you're gonna have to, you're gonna have to kill me to win, because the only way you're getting me off there is if I die, basically. So, and the point isn't to hurt yourself while you're trying to become better, but the point is, he likes to use the term beating on his craft. You gotta find your skill. What is it that you do phenomenally, that you love also, like the 3 circles and stuff like that with Jim Collins and a bunch of other people. But find out what you're passionate about. Find out what you do within that you do better than anybody else. The situation that pulls you towards it. And then figure out how to get into those situations and really augment your skill in those situations so that you are even better at what you're already great at. And then the things that you're not so good at, find out how to reduce the incidence of being in those situations and the severity of the outcomes of losing in those situations. That's why we do a DNA and RNA analysis with our athletes and our students and even our professionals. So understanding the play between skill and talent is huge, and it's not a fight, okay? Find out where talent lies within you and then stack skill on top of it and do it streamlined so that the growth is exponential, so that when you get to the top, you're able to actually have a solid platform up there that you're not going to fall off of because you didn't build it on sturdy foundation, and then also something that you enjoy. It shouldn't be that you're counting hours that you're investing into something when you enjoy it because you want to be great at it, you want to perform at the highest level. So it's really important to make sure that you understand skill is more growth mindset related and talent is more fixed. So one is scarcity, the other is abundance. And there's nothing wrong with scarcity in certain things. It usually creates an initiative. So like funnel hackers, Russell Brunson will talk about scarcity. Sometimes you create scarcity. If like, for instance, if I'm gonna say, okay, look, how many people love basketball? Me, whatever. All right, great. All right, well, who wants to play? All right, I got bad news for you. There's only 5 people going on the court. 5 guys, 5 girls, co-ed, whatever. It doesn't matter. There's only 5 human beings on each team that are playing at the same time. That's the rules. Don't blame me. That's scarcity, okay? There's only 5. It's finite, all right? We want to transcend that as much as you can in your preparation, but at the same time, like Simon Sinek says, there's nothing wrong with understanding that there's people playing a finite game and people playing an infinite game. And if you really, really want to beat on your craft, like Will Smith says, and win, then you've got to be playing the infinite game as much as you can, at least in preparation. And then within different constructs or different matrix of other sports or other, organized events, performances, you have to then play the finite game within that situation. And knowing the difference is imperative. And it's very difficult if you have a finite approach to something that somebody has an infinite approach to actually think you're going to beat them. I know some people get worried about comparison between others, but if you play in a game, there is comparison. There will be an outcome, there will be a winner, a loser, and then, if you played and you were just really fixed or you were finite on things, then that's the end of it for you. If the person that's of the abundance and growth mindset and playing an infinite game, that's an opportunity to learn and then improve and move on. But you might have to do it at a different level because that one game is over, okay? So each game, each little time frame is significant, but how you use it is up to you. And hopefully you don't take a war on it, okay? Play nice, people.